Welcome to the video introduction to DumbScript. DumbScript was created to improve your ThinkScript writing. With the help of Sublime Text, you can now have color-coded syntax, autocomplete, suggestions, and links to documentations. So let's take a moment to demo some of the features. Syntax highlighting. Before starting, you'll notice a highlighted syntax. Highlighted syntax helps with the readability and helps you quickly understand the code. Keywords or reserved words have their own colors, as well as declarations, functions, constants, data types, and operators. I changed the screen size to full screen for readability. Autocomplete. Begin by writing the start of the word, and the drop-down menu will provide you with the auto suggestions. Autocomplete also provides the default parameters needed for the code to execute properly. Alright, let me give you a quick demonstration for the auto completion. So for length, length is not a keyword but a commonly used defining word. So I included it in the auto completions. So what you do is you type in the beginning of the word. So I'll type in IN, drop down list populates, and you can choose whichever one you want. I'll push tab because I want input, and it auto completes. Now for average type, this might be a better example. I can type in AV and we'll find all the words starting with an AV. I can narrow down the search with an E. I can narrow down the search with an R, so on and so forth. For this, we're going to choose exponential, and it autofills with colored syntax. Pretty cool. Now, something that the Thinkorswim editor does not do is find partial spellings. So let's say I wanted the average type weighted, and let's say I couldn't remember the complete spelling of the word, so I could type in weighted or 8, and it found the average type weighted. I'll push tab and it auto completes for me. Pretty cool. Suggestions. So I showed you the auto completion. So if I want to type in green, I could type in GREE. It finds green, tab, autofills for you. Now let's say I want to change green to a light color, but I forgot the names that I can use. So what I could do is I could type in color, and there's actually 3 types of colors. There's the normal color, there's a light color, and there's a dark color, but I want to change this to a light color, and I will scroll down to color light. At the bottom, it will show you the available colors. Let's change this to a light green, so I can exit out of that. Oops, what did I do? And let's go to light green. It is auto completed for me. Another example would be price. So price type is quite commonly used. And let me see if I can zoom in. Hope you can see this a little better. Alright, price type. So .ask, .bid, .last, and .mark. Quite commonly used. I know they're right here, but I decided to include them anyways. And for the Ichimoku study, this might be a better example. So I can type in Ichimoku. So these are the parameters that the study takes. The Tenkan period or the Kijun period or both. At the beginning of looking at this, it might look really confusing, but the more you use this, the easier it becomes. And let's say you still are confused about what you're looking at. These 3 dots right here, I included on every study and pretty much every documentation I could find. And what this does is when you click it, it will take you to the Thinkorswim documentation where you can read more about it on the official website. Alright, and it just goes into a little more detail, but personally I found this documentation a bit rubbish. Let me give you another example. How about close? So this is quite common to use price close. Alright, so we have close, and let's say you type this in and you have no idea what's going on. Well, click the 3 dots and it will bring you to the link for close, and just read through it, and hopefully it gives you a better idea of what it does. Alright, something I wanted to talk about was the Vim Key Bindings. So something that the Thinkorswim editor does not have is these Vim Key Bindings. People who use Vim probably could already immediately tell I am using it, but Sublime Text does enable you to have the Vim key bindings enabled, and it just saves you so much time. It's super OP. I can go to the top of the code, I can go down to the bottom of the code, let's go to line 12, I can go to the middle. It's just super cool. So I eventually recommend everyone to learn Vim. It just depends on where you're at, but that's how I've been navigating through this code. Alright, something I like to quickly talk about is copying and pasting scripts from the internet. So right now we are in the Thinkorswim editor, and as you can see, the colors are kind of bland. It's a little hard to read. I actually copied a shorter script, so this isn't as long, but it can go up to 100 lines, and I'm sure you can imagine how hard it would be to follow just looking at this. Versus, let's say I am looking at this. I think this is much easier to read, better colors, and it kind of gives you like just a better all understanding with just a quick look over. Alright, something I talked about a little earlier, but I will reiterate, is each one of these suggestions has links to the documentation. So if I type in close, here's the 3 dots, I can click this. It will bring you to the Thinkorswim documentation for close. Let's do price. So let's do price type. Click this. We have ask, and if you want bid, click here, bid, last, and so forth. And something else is greater. So sometimes you can write greater than or less than, or you can actually use the symbols. So here's like a quick cheat sheet that you can look at, but you always don't have to write equals. You can write equals, not equals, is not equal to. Alright, future updates. So right now we are on iteration 1.0. Any changes or updates in the future will be provided free of charge. And if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feedback, go ahead and email me them. I'm trying to make the best product possible, so I'll read it. And if you need a specifically tailored change, email me. I can maybe do it for free or for a fee depending on the severity of the change, but any future updates and changes will be provided free of charge. Things to remember: DumbScript is not a compiler. Let me repeat that. DumbScript is not a compiler. Currently, none of this code can be used inside the Thinkorswim platform. Why is that? Well, we will copy and paste the code. So let's do that right now. Let's copy and paste. We'll click OK. Alright, so here is the code that we just copied and pasted. We'll click apply, and you can see at the bottom, this was a study that we wrote right here. There is no other way for this code to be recognized by this program unless you copy and paste it from the edit, studies, and strategies, okay? So let me repeat that one more time. DumbScript is not a compiler. All right, you must copy and paste this code into Thinkorswim. All right, something I'd like to quickly talk about is Sublime Text. So DumbScript is using Sublime Text. Sublime Text is a lightweight text editor. If you use the unregistered version, occasionally you will get a pop-up saying, thanks for trying out Sublime Text. This is a unregistered version. If you want to purchase, you can purchase it or click cancel, and you will just receive a annoying pop-up occasionally, like every 10 times you save or every 20 times you save. It's not too bad. So, but it's free to use, so highly recommend it.